Hi guys, this is Limit of Londo, giving you part 9 of my Dark Souls 3 walkthrough. Did some changes to the character, added the Drang hammers and the Drang chest piece. And for starters here we're going to talk to some NPCs and continue their quest lines. Starting with Horse and Henri of Astor.
We meet again. We spoke before on the road of sacrifices. Henri of Astora. I'm well pleased to see you safe. We reached the Cathedral of the Deep, but Aldrich's coffin was empty. The man-eater must have left for his true home. The little doll in the empty coffin told me. Aldrich is said to hail from Irithyll in the Boreal Valley, an ancient fabled city. A pilgrim told me that the city lies beyond Farron Keep, and so becomes our destination. Aldrich's honest home is Irithyll, and a pilgrim told me that the city lies and so becomes.
And so we learn a little more about Aldrich, the former saint.
You haven't given up yet. Then you're a brasher lad than I thought. You can make better use of this.
Why, thank you.
Not now I've flown the coop.
And now over to a more sinister character. Poor old Joel. Let's pay our respects. And instead of him, we got this chick.
Oh, prithee, art thou good Yoel's master? I am Uria of Londor, a close friend of his. Thanks to thee, Yoel's soul is redeemed. Allow me to express my gratitude in his stead. Another matter. That a lord art thou not? Bearer of the dark sigil, and our Lord of Hollows. For the time thou remainst our Lord, we of Londor shall serve thee. And I, of course, am also thine. That a Lord art thou bearful and have, till we meet again. May the dark sigil.
Alright, so now we're in the Farron Keep, or the Farron Swamp, where we'll be accompanied by a good friend of mine. Let's see if he comes up here. Anytime now. Just, there we go. Let's have a warm welcome for Rehvion, a fellow YouTuber and Souls enthusiast. I'll put his channel link in the description, and you can check out his videos. He usually does a bunch of cool PvP videos, different builds, and some funny videos as well, both Bloodborne and Dark Souls. And his channel really grew a lot upon the release of Dark Souls 3. So that says a lot about his quality, the quality of his content. And we're being invaded. Alright. It's a decent start, eh? Clubman. Let's see if we can take this Clubman down. Test out these new Drang hammers. Yeah. Good sportsmanship. Cheers to that. Yeah, scream and shout, man. Scream and shout. So, the reason I changed to the Drang hammers is because I think they have a freaking cool moveset. And I only have them upgraded at +2, so I don't think they'll do so much damage, but I got Rehvion by my side, so I think I'll be alright. and its weapon art movies friggin' awesome. I also got some inspiration from Body Video. I saw him in one of his latest videos. He was using drang hammers, and I thought, man, why the heck not? Doing a walkthrough while being invaded. That's not so bad. Let's see if we can do some crowd control here. Watch out, man. Oh, that club hurts. So he's switching between a large club and a reinforced one, is it? Good job, bro. Nicely done. Moving on with our task. So we're gonna extinguish these flames in order to open the, call it the boss door of the area. I think it's 3 or 4 of them total, spread out in Farron Keep. You gotta extinguish all the flames in order to get the door open, as shown here in the cutscene. Alright, on to the next flame. The thing is, the Farron Keep is a mighty big swamp, and it's so big, and it's really easy to get lost or miss anything. But we'll cover as much ground as possible, getting all the items that we come across. And we'll do a mini boss fight as well as the boss fight of the area. It's pretty interesting fights, both of them. And this swamp area kind of reminisces of Blight Town and the poison thingy area in Demon Souls, if you ever played that. Didn't know what hassle that was. There's that, didn't look too good. Yeah, enemies in this place can be quite tricky as well. It's a good variety of them actually. It's like these tall, slender, poisonous enemies, and then you got like big beasts. Beast-looking kind of enemy, kind of resembles Vicar Amelia from Bloodborne. And you got 4-legged versions of Slenderman. Call them that. And there'll be a lot of rolling when crossing the swamp, and that's one of the main reasons I brought the axe I'm wielding right now, the Thrall axe. And the reason for that is that the weapon art is this jump slash dodging effect, which is very effective in PvP and makes traveling in the swamp a little more effective and easier, as you can see here. And you can even use it when you're out of mana, call it that. Some Estus soup and the sunlight talisman. Wolf's blood swordgrass. It's the covenant item for the Farron Covenant. There's the enemy I was talking about earlier. Kind of resembles Vicar Amelia, in my opinion. Thankfully it's not as hard as her. So pyromancy is pretty good to bring in here, I reckon. I've not done a real pyromancy build, but I still brought it with me. And when it's necessary, I'll shoot one of those fire orbs. You never know what will come in handy. Dark Spirit, Yellow Finger, Hazel. It's one of those Xanthus mages, or sorcerers. And if I recall correctly, the Xanthus sorcerers studied lost sorceries of old. And I heard some theories that's pretty interesting about this place, and Farron Keep in general, is that it's really the remnants of Ulasil from Dark Souls 1, the DLC. And Ulasil is the land of golden sorceries. So the reason for the Xanthus sorcerers to be here is maybe to discover the lost arts of golden sorceries. And there's a lot of other things that hints to that Farron Keep has some connection to Ulasil. One of them is Artorias and the Abyss Watchers. As the Abyss Watchers, which are the Lords of Cinder in this area, are like the legacy of Artorias. And they're here to fight the Abyss, and in general they fight the Abyss and counter it wherever it appears. And they're stuck here in the Farron Keep. It's their sole purpose to fight the Abyss. As the first Abyss Walker, first Abyss Watcher was lost to the Abyss long ago. And I mean that's a reference to Knight Artorias. So here's our second flame. And what's really interesting about these stones, if you look closely, it's like a bunch of skulls or skeletons crumbled together. I don't know if it's random or just a coincidence, but it kind of resembles, what's his name? Gravelord Nito from Dark Souls 1. But then again, just speculations. Now we're gonna take on a bunch of those Amelia beasts. So I hope my buddy Rehvion is ready for some action. Let's try pull them one at a time maybe? Oh, can't use pyromancy. Let's try again. Oh, there was another one beside him, or behind him. No matter. So we get the black bow of Ferris, and later we're gonna get the hat of Ferris's hat as well. And there we go. That is also an item from Dark Souls 1. I don't exactly remember who Ferris was, but I think it was some kind of hunter or ranger. I don't know, it's one character I didn't read into when playing the first game. Back to the theory that Farron Keep is Ulasil. Right around the corner here we're gonna see some dead mushrooms. The mushroom people right here that we know inhabit the land of Ulasil in Dark Souls 1, as well as in the Darkwood Basin, or Darkwood? Darkwood? I don't know. But they originate from Ulasil either way. And here they lie dead and kind of rotten. And if you remember the Princess Dusk of Ulasil, her dress can be found in this area. I'll pick it up later. And there's so many references to Ulyssil here. It's kind of sad to see these mushrooms. I always left them alone in Dark Souls 1. Didn't have the heart to hurt them. Either way, over here it's a tough enemy. It's a big ass crab. Oh, we're gonna have ourselves a crab battle. And a fun fact about crab battle, if you haven't seen the Metal Gear Solid 3 reference there, you gotta search it up. It's an animated video about Snake's struggle against the animals and the crabs in Metal Gear 3. As in the third game, you have to hunt and kill both snakes and other animals, including crabs, to eat and survive. Oh crap! Now that was a real crab battle. Sorry, Rev, let's try it again. Alright, we are back at it. So let's try ourselves at that friggin' crab again. So as I mentioned, check out Crab Battle Metal Gear 3 video on YouTube if it's still there. I know it had tons of views when I first saw it years ago. And I know that the voice actor of Snake, David Hayter, at a press conference even imitated that video. So it went pretty viral, and I think that's damn funny. Because David Hayter is a legend in my eyes. Because I'm a huge Metal Gear fan and grew up with those games. Until Dark Souls came into my life. Crap. You know, before playing Souls games, I always had like 3 favorite video game series. The first was Final Fantasy and the Final Fantasy franchise, and second I'd have Metal Gear, and third I'd have the Resident Evil games. Those are like the games I grew up with and played a bunch of. Until I picked up Dark Souls 1. And I think I played more Souls games in terms of hours, and Bloodborne too, compared with, I think Final Fantasy is going to be second in line, because I played all the Final Fantasy games except the 12th installment. But I heard now there's going to be a HD remaster coming next year, so that's sweet. So I get to complete the series, sort of. And I'm really looking forward to Final Fantasy 15 in September. Definitely going to be getting that. So we got the crab, and I'm gonna press forward. As you may have noticed, we're going a little over the place. There's really no, I don't know, right answer to which route to take. We choose to go a little all over the place, scouring and scavenging before moving on. Just to give a clear picture of how huge this place really is. And at the top of this building we're gonna have ourselves a mini boss fight and discover a new covenant. I say mini boss because it's not a boss battle with a fog wall and stuff, but the enemy does drop a boss soul. And he can be pretty tough, so I'm glad I got Rehvion with me. Illusionary wall here. Dream Chaser, ashes. I think that's one you need to deliver to the Shrine Maiden in order to buy Titanite shards, so that comes in handy. So this is the old wolf of Farron, where you can join the Abyss Watchers. It's like a pretty cool covenant. Running things quite smoothly with my buddy here. So if anyone wants to co-op further on this walkthrough, just give me a sign or give me a message, and I'll consider it. It's always fun to co-op in this game. So this is the Stray Demon, and you can see its resemblance to the demons from Dark Souls 1. And he hits friggin' hard if you're not careful. And he has a grab animation. Oh shit, he got me already. Goddamn lucky there. The thing is, if you don't spam your buttons, he's gonna throw you down the whole building, down to the swamp again, and you'll get instantly killed. But by mashing some buttons, you'll be able to wiggle your way out of his grab. There we go. Soul of a Stray Demon. Also got a great axe and embers. That's always nice. So yeah, that demon kind of resembles the demon of Dark Souls 1, and he was kind of burnt, or like an ashen version of the Asylum or Stray Demon from the first game. It's kind of a red thread in this game, that everything is old and ancient, and some things are dead or corrupted, like the mushrooms from Ulusil, and the demon here has their skin burnt to a crisp, I guess, and became like ash. Kind of resembles the ones in, because the demons come from Ulusil. No, sorry, Isolate. Last Isolate. I think that's where they originated from, if I recall correctly. Then again, Dark Souls 1 references are friggin' strong in this game, and I think that's okay. There's also some from Dark Souls 2, but not as much, in my opinion. Some people complain that this game is trying too much to be like the first game, or have too much Dark Souls 1 references in it. But I think it's rather that they put the best from the two first games combined with the Bloodborne movements or engine, and successfully made a pretty good game, which turned out to be Dark Souls 3. So whatever floats your boat eventually, I'm pretty content with this. So we're gonna head down again and continue our walk in the swamp. Alright, we're back at it here in the swamp. We're gonna do some jumping to get through. Drink some Estus soup again. You see Rehvion also got his throw axe out in order to do some cheeky jumping. As you can see, it's pretty effective. Pretty effective way to navigate through these swamps. And up here we're gonna pick up purple moss crop. I think we're gonna go this way. Still got one more fire to put out. We're also gonna meet an invader. Yellowfinger Hazel. The Xanthus Scholar. And I'm gonna pick up those, the antiquated set. One, that's the set that resembles Princess Dusk's. Princess Dusk gear from Dark Souls 1. And we're gonna be fighting some basilisks. Close call there, buddy. Oh! Nice. Let's get this fire. Like that. And I think all the doors should be open now, but we still got some exploring to do. This person, this guy. Some neat moves up there. Oh! Oh crap! Sorry, man. Do a prayer for me. Alright, back at it again. Rehvion got his dark red set on, and the dark sword, or the dick sword as he called it in one of his videos, because it's freaking OP. I haven't used the dark sword much, but I think I've picked one up on this character. Don't think I'll be using it though. Among the straight swords, my favorite is the Astoria straight sword, I think. Really look forward to the DLCs, if there's gonna be any. The gear that's gonna be in it, the weapons, and of course the theme around it. It's a lot of speculation, and you can only hope for if it's gonna be an DLC containing maybe Artorias. Maybe he's gonna return with a big vengeance after being swallowed by the abyss. Maybe we get to explore areas we only heard of. Maybe revisit the painted world of Ariamis. Maybe the land of Astora. So many possibilities and so much to pick from the lore. So there is Hazel. Can be quite a hassle if you get stuck in the swamp with limited movement. You see here Rehvion is trying to pin him down with some crossbow shots from the Evelyn. Let's see if we can get a backstab. Nope. And he chugs Estes as well. That bastard. Alright. We're finished. Cool. And you get Hazel's pick for killing him. And gotta watch out for these guys, the basilisks. They will curse you and you'll turn to stone and you'll die instantly, which is pretty unpleasant. It's a real bummer if you die out here because it's a big area. Quite the backtracking trip to get back here. We're gonna get in that cave soon, but I'm just gonna clear out this basilisk first. Experienced from before that running into the cave and get trapped by the basilisk, they usually just gas you to death. So better clear them out first. And key trick here is just to take your time. Don't rush it, it's not worth it. It's not worth dying. Oh. Luckily the throw axe makes its use. So here we get the golden scroll. And there. The antiquated set is. And once again, strong reference to Ulasil, golden scroll, golden sorceries. And of course, Dusk's armor set. So Farron Keep might just be a dreadful and dark version, corrupted version of old Ulasil. Sadly. So, as you can see, the doors opened. 3 fires have been lit, and we're ready to move on. It's gonna be one more bonfire before taking on the boss, which is gonna be our first Lord of Cinder battle. And it's one of my favorite boss battles in the game, actually. It's not really a difficult battle, especially not in co-op, but the music, the boss fight theme is friggin' epic. And it really sounds like a late game boss or a very important battle. So they really did a number on the soundtrack here. As you can see, these enemies are the dark wraiths. And they can really get you easily if you get stuck in their combos. The dark sword they have is doing some pretty good damage. But the thing is, you can wait for them to engage the other enemies, and they'll clear the area for you, and in the process hopefully lose some HP themselves, so they'll be easy to finish yourself. So we're gonna light this bonfire and then go for the boss fight. Oops. I always wondered about these enemies here. They're like kind of corrupted and affected by poison, and all they do is spit poison and shit. I don't know if you played the Dark Souls 1 DLC, but maybe it's the corrupted version of those forest guardians that ran around, the forest men. I don't know what to call them, but they were frigging irritating. I remember being frustrated clearing out the zone after the first boss in the DLC. After the Sanctuary Keeper, there's like a green forest with loads of those forest guardians or soldiers, whatever you call them. And these enemies here might just be the corrupted version of them. I don't know. You can hear swords clinging in the distance, which is the Abyss Watchers clashing with one another. And we're gonna be a witness to a pretty cool cutscene when engaging the boss. Only got 3 Estus tasks. Hopefully it'll be enough. I got Rehvion with me, so I think I'm covered. You got my 6, don't you, buddy? Yeah. Alright guys, let's prepare for one heck of a fight. So here you go guys, the Abyss Watchers. Thing is that there's gonna be spawning more and more Abyss Watchers, and it's gonna be like a battle royale, and eventually they're gonna fight themselves if they're not attacking you. And there's two phases, one with several Abyss Watchers, and the second phase is with one powered up. So I'm just gonna leave the commentary from here and let you enjoy the fight and the beautiful soundtrack. that's it for this episode. Shout out to Rehvion for joining me in clearing the Farron Keep. As always, it's been a pleasure, you guys. I'm Limited Londo. Stay classic.